Hey, aloha everybody, it's Bob Smith from Smith Taekwondo and Pro Sport Kickboxing, and I'm coming to you again with another video on May 1st, 2016, and this time I'm talking about drugs and family violence. I could take this conversation anywhere, this monologue anywhere I wanted to. I could take it to the discipline, the kids who have survived, the kids who have fallen to being spoiled, pampered, the kids who, I can almost identify which kids are going to have problems later on in life after 25 years of doing this with kids and seeing all kinds. As you might imagine, and I've seen a lot of drug problems in the family. And the drug problems, they're not exclusive to poor families, rich families, or anything else. But the other day, some of the black belts were talking, and I heard them discussing how they could go right down the line and pick out which kids were babied in class in Taekwondo and which kids were the rough go-getters and the ones who succeeded. I had a lot of kids when they were small holding boards and doing push-ups, and for a lot of reasons, for discipline. And wanted them to learn to overcome the fear of not being able to do something. And I can see which kids were pampered by their parents and which kids. I've had parents tell me, lick my kids, lick them, give them spanking. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to give your kid a spanking. That's your job, it's not mine. My authority begins and ends at the door, but I will certainly teach them that they can do more than they ever thought they could. And that starts from a very young age. Now, I've got a kid in here who approached me the other day, a young man actually, but he's been here since he was a boy, and I'm really proud of him, first of all, for coming forward, and I'm not going to mention his name, so if you're watching the video and you recognize that it's you, I just want you to know that I'm really proud of you, and everybody in this school is really proud of you. He came to me and approached me, and he asked me about what to do when his brother pulls a knife on his family. As you can imagine, I was a little taken back, and I was like, what do you mean he pulls a knife on you? And he explained to me that his brother is doing drugs, and he'll come home and he'll pull a knife out on his parents or on him and his other brother, and he'll threaten them. And I told him, well, first of all, tell your parents. And he says he's told his mom and dad, and his dad says that nothing will happen, that his brother will never use the knife. Well, that's the first mistake, saying that you'll never use it. Hawaii is full of victims who trusted that somebody that loved them wouldn't hurt them. And most recently, this ass clown in Maui, Stephen B. Schmidt, who walked into Kahului Foodland and cut his wife's throat and stabbed 2 other first responders. You can never say that you know it'll never happen. Biggest mistake you can make. So please don't say, I know better, I know he'll never use it, I know he'll never do that. Too many of these jackasses try to control you through fear. And even in court, they'll say, I was never going to do anything, I just wanted to scare them into believing it. And I don't buy that. You can't take the chance on someone that's on drugs. You can't take the chance of them threatening to harm you or harm a family member, especially when they're saying they're going to kill you, and assume that they won't do it. You have to assume that they will do it. And for the parents, it's your fault. You're the ones dropping the ball on this. So my young man asked me, what do I do? And well, first and most important thing is keep yourself away from your brother. I've seen drugs in my own family. I've seen the use of methamphetamine, of people thinking that they have it under control. Now imagine this, methamphetamine, one of the most powerful drugs on the planet. The stimulation that you get is so strong that it can't be duplicated, and you're hooked instantly. Smoke it one time and you're hooked instantly. But yet there are local kids by the thousands that are smoking this drug, and they think that somehow they are the exception to the rule. They're smarter than the scientists and the pharmacists and the doctors who have worked with this drug for the past 70 years. And somehow these kids who are high school dropouts are smarter than some of the world's greatest minds, and they know how to use the drugs, so they're not addicted. I've seen guys that have dragged women out of cars and while they're high on drugs, but yet they want you to believe that they have it under control. You know, they'll drag you out a window, but they would never really hurt you. They would drag you out a window, but they would never really hurt you. They just wanted to scare you, put you in your place. Well, first of all, if you think that you need to put somebody in their place, that's not your job. No, that's not your job. Your job isn't to threaten them and put them into their place. Secondly, any violence at all is unacceptable. But violence under the influence of narcotics, opioids, amphetamines, that's unacceptable. You need to get help. You need to get help immediately. And you can't say, well, I can't lose my job, I can't leave my job, I can't leave my family. You're not doing your family any good by being an asshole that's addicted to drugs. So you need to get the help that you need to get. You need to sign yourself into Hinamauka or Queens or something and get yourself some help. So back to my young man. Your parents aren't going to do anything, which means they're putting themselves at risk, but they're also putting you at risk. And being that you're under 18, you're their responsibility. So the main thing that you can do is stay away from your brother at all times. And I understand that's your family, and once you start to withdraw and isolate yourself from him, he's probably going to get mad about this. But that's just too damn bad. If he's going to get mad, he's going to get mad. He's going to wonder why you're trying to pull away from him, why you don't want anything to do with him. And you see, it's the drug itself that makes him so damn stupid that he can't comprehend, dude, you're on freaking drugs. You're threatening to kill your family with a knife, and you think that we still want to be around you? So cut that line. You need to stay as far away as possible. Lock your doors at night. If it's your bedroom, lock that bedroom door. Do whatever you can do to barricade yourself in. Keep yourself safe. The next thing you need to do is start calling the police every time he does this. Whether your parents tell you to or not, call the police. The police aren't going to want to respond because it's a domestic family problem and they hate getting involved in that. But that being said, there will be a written record. There will be a log of the number of times that they've had to come to your house and show up. So it's very important that you call 911 anytime you feel like you're in danger. The next thing is keep a journal. And the journal is in case the worst happens. At least that way you have this written down. You have a log of events, dates, timelines, what he was doing, what was said, and get something to protect yourself. So you need to understand that with a knife, there's no second chances, there's no do-overs. And all he has to do is reach out and say that he was just trying to scare you and accidentally stab you or accidentally cut your throat or didn't really mean to, or it was just in the heat of the moment. But it doesn't matter because the damage is done. The damage is already done. So you assholes that are doing meth and you think that you're smarter than these doctors and scientists and specialists, you are idiots and you don't deserve to be parents, first of all. You need help. And for my young man here, do whatever you need to do to protect yourself. Get some pepper spray and hide it in your bedroom. Keep it with you. He gets within 10 feet of you, spray him with it, light him up with it. And keep a small broomstick around, something 2-3 feet long, baseball bat. And anytime he raises that hand, especially if he wants to pull a knife on you and your parents aren't going to do anything about it, he wants to pull a knife on you or his family, break that hand. When people use a knife, they're going to use their dominant hand to hold and control their contact weapon, which is a knife, stick, club, anything like that. So they're going to use their dominant hand, so break that hand. 8 weeks in a cast, he'll be fine, he'll recover, and it'll give him 8 weeks to think about, was it really worth it? And let him know that you'll do it again. I wish there was better advice to give you on this, I really do. Drugs in the family are no joke. I remember many years ago when my father was alive, my brother and I were playing in this ditch or ravine, and we flipped open a water meter and found a nest of spreading vipers and deadly snakes. And my cousins had just come home from Vietnam, and mind you, I was 6 or 7 years old. My brother was 12, 13 at the time, and my cousins were hooked on drugs. They had some bad drug problems when they first came back, very difficult for them. And they had threatened to kill some family members, and they had been abusing some family members. And when my dad got wind of this, he wasn't going to take it. He walked over, and we went and told my dad that we found these snakes, and these guys threatened to hurt my dad. And my brother and I were I was terrified. I don't know what my brother was feeling, but I was terrified. And walked over and watched my dad just pick up these snakes. These guys come screaming up the road in this old car, old hot rod, and my dad just threw the snakes on them, threw them right in the driver's window of the car, and beat the hell out of them. And it was they learned to keep their distance from my dad after that. And I wish that these people who are using drugs could feel the pain that they put their family members through. And all we're trying to do is love them and support them and pray for them and hope they're going to get better. And the truth is, we know they're not. But just keep trying. So keep a log. Keep something close to keep yourself safe. Keep some distance between you and your family member. Lock those doors when you can. Keep yourself separated so that you're safe when you sleep. And don't hesitate to call 911 every single time it happens. I mean, if he raises an eyebrow to you in a threatening manner, you call 911. Let them know. Sooner or later, something will have to give, and hopefully it won't be your brother doing something stupid coming after you, but he'll wise up and realize it's not worth it. Anyway, this is Bob Smith, and just remember that blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. Until next time, out.